Welcome to Wrenwood. This is my home in rural central Missouri on my grandparents' farm of about 400 acres. It also just happens to be about 10 miles down the road from where Jason lives. As you can see, it's a valley surrounded by very dense woods with some decent elevation on either side. It should be a great palette for some really fun and interesting mountain bike trails. Today we're going to lay out the loop for the first part of our trail. Here you can see the first part of the trail that we already have built. It's a bit of a downhill section with some good flow and it's really fun, but it doesn't connect to anything yet. So today we're going to map out a trail that will connect to that and form it into a loop. So we've got Jason here today and we are going to kind of scout out how to build the first main loop. We've got some flags and some tape that we're going to mark some trees and stick in the ground. And I think you're going to run your app, Strava.
Oh, that's a good idea. I better turn on something so we get a map of it.
So we're going to map that out and just kind of try to figure out how we're going to negotiate the topography and hopefully work on that main loop.
What you showed me is very nice, that downhill trail. Now we'll get a loop so you got a nice climbing, gentle climb to get up to the top of it here.
All right, so I think this is where we're going to start the loop. So it's in our driveway, so it's nice and accessible. And this was an old four-wheeler trail that goes up into the fields that isn't really used anymore. So we're going to try to use the beginning of that and then go into the woods from there. So the weeds here are, I'm 6 foot tall. These are easily 5.5 foot tall. So we've got tons of underbrush that I think we're going to kind of cut a trail through and then leave a lot of it. So it's a sort of a hidden tunnel-like trail. Should be pretty cool.
Oh, look at this guy. He's got babies. Spider. Check out this giant spider with babies. It's crazy.
So at this point, we enter the forest of no return. I don't know if you can see this, but it is dense as could be, and a lot of it's poison ivy, of which I am very allergic. So I think Jason,
Onward,
who is not allergic, is going to go in and mark that out, and then we'll meet up with him on the other side, if he makes it out. Jason? Jason?
Yeah?
Are you alive?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Making my way very, very close.
We'll keep working our way around to you. He's a goner.
So I think I got a cool idea. It may not work,
Okay.
but through here, a lot of this underbrush that we got to clear out is, well, not this one. Now I can't. Now there aren't any. But little sassafras trees.
Yeah.
So when we clear them out, maybe we can make tea afterwards in
Ooh,
the video.
I like it.
Boil the roots.
That sounds good. So this is where we're going to do our first switchback coming up. So there's a big gully right on the other side of this little mound here that we can't really go through. But this will act as a kind of natural berm for this turn. So we'll come around that and then start working our way back up this way.
Josiah, I need your input. We're about back to the ATV trail, which is our turnaround point. What do you think about using this cedar tree right here as kind of a pivot point with our switchback going around it? So on this side, you're below the tree, and then we'll switch back and go above it on the other side and start heading back, traversing the hill.
Yeah, I like it. All right, what you thinking?
Well, we got a nice mild corner up here and a real nice grade coming across here. And so on this gully, I'm thinking we just kind of go diagonal across it. You can kind of see maybe a deer trail or something up there. And I think if we kind of bench this and maybe have a little rock retaining wall, we can make it ride really nice across here. So I'm gonna just put flags in the ground here to kind of go across the way I'm thinking.
Yeah, I like it.
We may have to put something across here, maybe a little small bridge just a few feet across this little deepest part of the gully so that water can run across it. But I think this direction will work pretty well. I see this being the apex of the trail, or at least for now.
Yeah.
And so you kind of point me the right direction to head back toward your...
We're up above it a little bit, so we need to kind of come down probably pretty close to that part of the trail there that we can see, and then start cutting down, and eventually we'll get back to that little rough cut trail. The gradient. So here we are. This is the end of that trail we built before, so this comes down goes around that way, and eventually we'll build a berm that goes into that downhill section that we bench cut before. So yeah, that's the circuit. It's, I don't know, what do you think? 3/4?
I would
3/4 of a
say
mile?
probably be somewhere 6/10,
Something like that?
3/4 of a mile, something like
Yeah,
that.
so a good first loop, all mapped out. Of course, now we have to build it, but we got it mapped out, so that's the start. All right, well, I'm about stopping wet and worn out, but today was super successful. Jason had great ideas for where we could take the trail, and we got it all mapped up. So we're going up the driveway over there, coming up and around, doing several switchbacks, and coming across, coming back down and connecting with that other trail we had that'll end up right over here in the yard. So we got a good plan, got flags in the ground. And did you have the Strava app running?
Oh, I do. Let's see how far it was. Complete loop, it says, is 0.93 mile.
Okay.
I suspect all my ins and outs trying to get around brush and things,
Sure.
It's probably 3/4 of a mile.
Cool.
But I think it's going to be really neat because we had about 100 vertical feet of elevation at that top point, and it was a real mellow climb to get out there, and then it's just going to be a rip coming down.
Yeah, I like it. So we're gonna, in the near future, get working on digging that out and clearing out brush, bench cutting where we need to. So thanks for tuning in today. We're excited to have all of that mapped out and ready to build. So we'll hopefully start doing that soon. So stay tuned for that. But for now, we'll see you later.